Achievement is already going in the area of secondary activities in manufacturing, but we also need to do a lot more to scale up that process, and that's why I'm happy that government has actually taken that very seriously by articulating the Nigerian Industrial Evolution Plan. That is actually an indication of the consciousness of the need to scale up, so that by the time we get to 2020, we are already almost there, 27th, we are 27th now, according to the current data. By the time we get to 2020 and we are 20th largest economy, the share of manufacturing in our GDP should not remain single digit, please. And all of us therefore support government, support all actors, support all stakeholders to ensure that the Nigerian Industrial Revolution Plan, along with what is going on in agriculture, because it is agriculture that will feed the transition process in terms of scaling up the manufacturing sector through processing and all that. We should please support all actors in that area so that by the time we get to 2020, our economy will become more balanced. As at now, there's indication that we need to do a lot more work to balance the system, not for some sectors to be very low down there and some to be very much up there. And the issue of opportunities for the youth, opportunities for the middle age, opportunities also for the elderly to live a comfortable and happy life will therefore be secured by the time we get to 2020. Thank you very much. Again, I congratulate the SB for this effort.
Thank you, Prof, for your comments. The next comment is coming from the resident representative, International Monetary Fund, Dr. Jean Leon. Welcome, sir.
Coordinating Minister for the Economy and Minister of Finance, Supervising Minister and Deputy Chair, National Planning. I'll recognize the Statistician General and the Acting Governor of the Central Bank, and all other protocols observed for other distinguished members that are here today. I speak on behalf of 3 development partners, namely the World Bank, the African Development Bank, and the International Monetary Fund, in first congratulating the National Bureau of Statistics on the announcement today of rebased GDP figures for the Nigerian economy. We applaud you for your dedication. We know it has taken many months of hard work to come this far. We know that because we have been there with you part of that time. Notwithstanding, the task of producing and disseminating quality statistics has only just begun, and we look forward to continuing with you in this significant task. I'd like to make 3 points here today. My first point is that comprehensive quality statistics is the foundation of sound decision-making. That recognition is embodied as a central objective of the system of national accounts, which the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and the European Commission with the World Bank have been updating and refining over the last 50 years. As of today, we are promoting the System of National Accounts 2008, and it is important that one of the key improvements noted by the Statistician General in his presentation was the use of SNA 2008 methodology in compiling the rebased GDP numbers. Further, the Coordinating Minister for the Economy has underscored that the efforts being made to improve the statistics of the Federation as a basis of sound decision-making. Let me state that we endorse this wholeheartedly and will support Nigeria in this regard. My second point is that the multilateral institutions partner with countries in the provision of technical assistance relating to the compilation of quality statistics. In general, the production of statistics encompasses collection of source data, compilation into analytical accounts, and dissemination to end users. Underlying these are techniques for collection, namely what and how to collect, methodologies for translating the raw data into useful analytical classifications and aggregates, for example, things like GDP and final consumption, and also best practices for dissemination, for example, who approves the data and when it is released. Multilateral institutions have and continue to provide assistance to many countries on the use of internationally accepted methodologies and best practices to allow the compilation of data that can be used for international comparisons, a vital aspect of living in a global environment. Investors, researchers, and government analysts benefit from the knowledge that countries are using the same methods and that data is comparable. In that regard, the multilateral institutions have been partnering with the relevant institutions in Nigeria to build a strong foundation of quality statistics. This rebasing exercise is no exception. In this case, the development partners provided technical assistance to the National Bureau of Statistics, particularly on strengthening methodologies and implementing best international practices. At the level of the states, the World Bank, for example, has been providing assistance to some states to set up their statistical systems and help improve knowledge of social expenditures and outcomes. My third point is that data is not an end in and of itself. Changes in statistics should fulfill a purpose. So the relevant question today is, has the huge effort been valuable? From a decision-making perspective, the answer is unquestionably yes. The data and sources have been expanded, the methodology has been improved, and knowledge of the underlying structure of the economy significantly enhanced. The size of the shifts in structure elaborated on by the Statistician General has emphasized the benefits of the exercise. And I want to repeat this. Economic policy can be better and more correctly targeted based on the updated information than it could have been using the outdated information. Equally, this new information is also significant for us as development partners in improving our country diagnostics and sharpening our interventions. In conclusion, let me reiterate that the announcement of rebased GDP data is one step along a long road. We applaud the effort Nigeria is making on improving statistics, and the development partners, as I've indicated, stand ready to help. To you, the audience, I'd like to note that data is not static. It represents the best state of knowledge at a point in time. That is why countries adhere to release calendars to give best effort, timely information based on best practices. That is also why countries, even for example the United States, refine and revise national accounts data on an ongoing basis. These, I must say, are acceptable practices. The Statistician General has pointed out that these are preliminary data. And while he is confident about the process that has obtained those preliminary data, he has also pointed out that refinements will continue and revisions issued as necessary. This is a critical point, as a lot of statistics is based on estimates, which can be refined by incorporating additional data or applying improved techniques to reduce the inherent margins of error. To the Statistician General, the expectation and perception of users is founded on information disclosure. We strongly encourage advanced release calendars across the breadth of statistics that are produced so that users know when to expect data releases, and a well-articulated release and revisions policy that discloses changes in the metadata. This is the information about the statistics that's being released, and what revisions were made and why. In this vein,